Dragon's Awakening, The Duke's Son is Changing the Plot, Chapter 15, One Against All, Part 2. The arena held its breath. A silence heavy as molten lead filled the air, broken only by faint murmurs rolling through the crowd like uneasy waves. The ground still bore the scars of Rufus's defeat, his blood smeared on the sand, his pride shattered in front of hundreds. Then, from that silence, a thunderous roar tore through the sky. "Crush him!" Rufus's voice, hoarse, humiliated, desperate, echoed from the stands. At his command, the 9 remaining fighters stepped forward. Their expressions were a collage of human will, smirks, fury, caution, different motives, same intent to bring Raven Von Vaise to his knees. But Raven simply stood still. He twirled Rufus's badge between his fingers, a small smirk curling at the corner of his lips before he flicked it into the air and caught it again, like it meant nothing. Like they meant nothing. His crimson eyes slowly scanned the formation before him, reading each stance, each twitch, each rhythm of breath. The arena light caught the faint glint in his eyes, a gleam both deadly and detached. 3 from Rosvais, 4 from Walvais, 2 from his own house, Von Vaise. 9 against 1. A war without fairness, fought not for honor, but for fear and power. The Rosvais siblings were the first to move, their movements sharp, synchronized, a bloody dance of violence. "Blood trail steps," murmured an instructor, his tone uneasy as he watched them blur through the air. "They're using it already." A ripple of awe passed through the stands. The Rosvise technique was known for its speed. Like flowing blood, it was meant to overwhelm before the opponent could react. And yet, to everyone's disbelief, Raven stepped forward, straight into the attack. The instructor frowned. "That's the worst possible counter to the blood trail steps." Raven's grin widened. "It sure is," he thought as he lunged. The first Rosvais boy sneered. "Blood trail steps are faster than—" His words ended in a crack. Raven's fist met his face before he even finished his sentence. The impact was so loud it silenced the gasps around the arena. The boy's body hit the ground, rolling like a broken doll. Raven exhaled slowly, as if disappointed. "If we're talking about people with similar statistics, then yes," he said softly, brushing imaginary dust off his sleeve. "But you and I aren't the same." The next 2 came, fury blazing in their eyes. "Shut the hell up!" Their fists flew, but Raven didn't move. He stepped into the attack, his body flowing with unnerving ease. One fist slipped past him, the next never landed. Bash! A single punch. Clean, effortless. Dropped the second Rosvais flat. He yawned. "Man, all of you talk too much. Shame your punches don't say as much." The last Ross sibling lunged, desperate, sweeping low for Raven's leg. Raven's eyes flickered with a spark of amusement. "Nice try." His foot met the boy's stomach mid-sweep. Bam! The body flew backward, crashing into the pile of his unconscious siblings. Just like that, the Rosvais family was erased from the field. Rufus's voice rose from the crowd, shrill and broken with rage. Raven ignored it. His gaze had already shifted to the next group. Jessie Walvise stood ready, her stance unyielding, her expression calm yet burning. Raven's smirk softened. Good. At least someone looks interesting. With a deep breath, he slammed his foot into the ground and darted forward. "Hold the formation," Jessie commanded, her voice sharp, carrying authority beyond her years. Her people moved instantly, precise, deliberate. Unlike the Ross family's raw aggression, the Walvise prided themselves on harmony, the art of turning many into one. Their formation, the iron wall, was unbreakable, defensive, coordinated, elegant. Even the instructors leaned forward now, the earlier tension fading into admiration. "They're not moving like children," one whispered. Another nodded. "Jessie Walvise, she's among the best of her generation." A proud smile tugged on a Walvise instructor's lips. "Perfection runs in our blood." Raven circled them, measuring, calculating. He knew Jessie's skill. He knew her discipline. "Let's see how long that wall can stand," he thought, his legs sweeping forward. But Jessie wasn't there. Whoosh! She had been pulled back by one of her team, her position shifting like water. The next instant, a boy lunged from Raven's left, kicking hard. "Quite good," Raven muttered, ducking. But before he could counter, the attacker was pulled away again. Hit and run, coordination, timing. Raven grinned. "So, that's your play. Tire me out, huh?" He inhaled deeply, muscles tightening under his shirt. "Then let's see if I can make it worth your effort." The iron wall closed around him. 4 figures lunged at once. 2 fists, 2 kicks, each striking from a different angle. Raven didn't even flinch. Heh! He braced himself. 4 hits landed. The sound echoed through the air like a hammer against steel. The Valvase members jumped back, satisfied, until Jessie's instincts screamed. Retreat! She shouted. Too late. One of them couldn't pull away fast enough. Raven's hand snapped up, gripping the boy's mid-kick. The boy's eyes widened. What? The grip was iron, immovable. Then came the punch. A single merciless blow to the face. Smash! The boy's body flew like a rag doll, colliding with the pile of Vaise fighters. Raven exhaled through his nose, calm detached. That's one. He cracked his neck, his voice low and resonant. Next. A flicker. Whoosh! A kick grazed his ribs, followed by a punch aimed for his side. He dodged one, took the other. The strike hit hard, sending a ripple of pain through his torso. Raven winced, touching his rib. Damn, you guys sure are sneaky. He turned and saw them. The Von Vaise duo. His own family's blood. They stood beside Jessie now, forming a united front. Not out of hate, but out of cowardice. Out of politics. Raven's eyes darkened. So even my own turn against me, huh? He watched their stance, the fluid, ghost-like movement of their feet. Recognition flared. The phantom step, he murmured, a technique of his family, one he was never allowed to learn. If only father had been dependable, even I could have mastered it. His jaw tightened. The memories came flooding back, his father's indifference, his siblings' jealousy, the constant isolation in the grand halls of Von Vaise. The nights he'd trained alone, his body bruised, bleeding, ignored. The whispers, a cursed son, the useless heir, the one who should have died, and his mother, gone. The only warmth in that cold marble home. He remembered the day she left and the look in his father's eyes when he said, "You'll survive if you're worth something." That day, Raven had stopped expecting help. The arena blurred around him as he straightened his spine, rolling his shoulders back. His voice dropped to a quiet growl, smooth and steady. I just remembered something unpleasant. The air shifted. The crowd felt it. The instructors fell silent. Even Jessie hesitated. Because Raven's tone had changed. The calm confidence was gone, replaced by something darker, sharper, alive. I'll get serious now, he said, eyes gleaming like molten silver. Try not to faint too fast. The sand trembled under his foot as he moved. Not fast, not sudden, but heavy, intentional. Each step rippled the ground as mana coursed through him, visible, tangible. The crowd gasped. That pressure, one instructor whispered, clutching his chest. It's monstrous. Raven didn't even need to attack yet. His aura alone was enough to make Jessie's team tense, their knees trembling. He tilted his head. I'll give you 10 seconds. Jessie clenched her fists. Formation! Don't let him! But before she could finish, Raven vanished. The next second, bam! One of the Von Vaise brothers was sent flying backwards, spinning through the air like a broken arrow. Another blow, bam! Took down the second. He appeared again, standing in their midst. The wind rippled around him, dust rising like smoke from his boots. His eyes locked on Jessie. You're the only one left. She panted, backing away, but her gaze didn't falter. I won't run. Raven smiled faintly. I know. Then he moved. A blur of motion, his hand brushed her cheek before stopping just short of striking. He stepped back. You've got pride. Keep it. Jessie's eyes widened in confusion, her body frozen in place. Raven turned away, glancing at the fallen bodies scattered across the arena. 9 down. The crowd erupted in awe and disbelief, a roar that shook the very foundations of the Colosseum. But Raven didn't bask in it. He simply looked at his hands, steady, trembling faintly under the weight of his own restraint. And beneath that calm surface, something deep and dangerous stirred. Something awakening. He looked up at the clouded sky and whispered, his voice low enough for only himself to hear. From this moment, I won't be the pawn of anyone's plot. His crimson eyes glowed faintly, a dragon's glimmer awakening in human flesh. And in that silence that followed, as the wind swept the blood and dust away, the entire arena, students, instructors, and nobles alike, knew one thing. The Duke's son had changed the story forever.